temperature. Probably cut it off a week too early because it was bloody cold last week. But there you go. But quite looking forward to this week because I'm off to Portugal on Thursday.
It looks good, blog.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Off to Lisbon on Thursday with the Mighty Rangers playing Benfica. So hopefully get some sunshine. Get me out of this cold. Good evening to Bazza in the DRL chat. And hello to Chris in the Kick chat. We are live on Kick and Twitch. And the Dynamic Racing League UK Twitch as well. Excuse me. So 3 live chats for you to come and say hello in. Oh, it's raining in Spa. And it looks like heavily. Full wets by the looks of it. For qualifying, at least.
Touchwood, I hope there's no glitches tonight.
Yes, definitely hoping for no glitches tonight. Was obviously a game-wide problem last week, happening in our Blobby Monday race as well as on the Baker Wednesday race, which ended up being declared a no race. So nobody's coming out of the garage so far. Here we go, Max World and Easy Life making their way out. Easy Life first out on the track. It's very wet out there. It's very wet indeed. Let's see what the drivers can do in these conditions. Of course, you'll never see real life Formula 1 in these conditions again, as they just red flag it. Despite some of the best F1 action of my childhood being wet races. A little more health and safety. A little more health and safety conscious. It appears Simon is not. I haven't actually noticed that. Swanton is in. Brad's in. But no Sim. This is a league race, Chris. This is DRS on a Monday. I'm the regular commentator for DRS. So every Monday at 8 PM. And then my own league, Blobby Mondays, is 10 PM. And we are in Austria later on. Let's see who's on a goer. Easy Life was first, wasn't he?
only phone with best tape. Google Pixel 8.
Can the Jones family please buy new school uniforms and pay phone bills, plus gym memberships, your cat's birthday, haircuts, more school uniforms, yoga classes, the shed door is wonky.
Find your way to new adventures with Barclays Savings Goals.
Right, who's got the passports?
Barclays, make money work for you.
More. The first one to break 2 minutes is Senna. 1:59.5. More towards the line now. Spoonie 2 minutes 8. Levi 2 minutes 7. Mr. Pickle 2:01.4. And Colin 1:58.3. Certainly doing it better than real life Alpines this week. Is Brad going to beat that? No, he isn't. 1:58.7 for Brad. It's P2 at the moment. A few more going round now, including Ninjas. .202.0 for Ninjas. Smug does a 2 minutes .0. That's P4 for Smug. Sloth just starting his attempt. Got Sainsy on an out lap. Skippy coming towards the end of his lap. There's a 2:01.8 for Skippy. We're on board now with Sloth. Mr. Pickle improves to a 1:59.0 and P3. Colin has just improved his time. 1:58.1 now. I have indeed. I've got 2. And I'll be getting more before the other race starts. Yep. Anyone knows what to do about a cough? Do tell me. Anybody knows what to do about a cough? Just do tell me. There's 50 Gent. May have invalidated his first attempt. Over he goes, 2 minutes .5. And that's P7 just behind Levi. Swanton 2 minutes .9, but he's taking a chunk out of that now. That was his warm-up, and this is his real go, I think. Skippy and Maxwell there in the 2:01.0s. Swanton into sector 3 towards the bus stop. And here comes Swanton. Is he going to be up there? Yes, he is. 1:57.7 for Swanton and provisional pole. Here's his teammate Al Newt. Brad now takes pole. 1:56.7. Al Newt in the 2-minute 1 there in P13. Here's King Kong. Still yet to set a time, as are Ronnie and Speedy Bullet. This is King Kong on his out lap, so Maxwell up to P4, 1:58.6. Mr. Pickle, 1:58.8. Smug, 1:58.8. Sloth, 1:59.3. Senna, 59.5. Sainsy, 59.7. And then that's the top 9 under 2 minutes. Levi and 50 Gent next in the order. King Kong is away on his lap. This is Levi. He's trying to get in within that 2 minutes, but he's not going to do that this time because he's on his way back into the pit. And Spoonie into the wall and out of the session. Spoonie's had a massive accident there, just as we come to him. And Spoonie is out. Here's King Kong. Speedy Bullet and Ronnie now both on outlaps. Massive accident there for Spoonie, who's not going to be higher than 13th and may drop down. In fact, he is already dropping down, as Ninjas has gone in on top there. P11, 2 minutes, 0.1. King Kong now comes to the line. And he's a 1:58.9, which puts him in P7. P7 for King Kong. I just wonder, is anyone going to chance going for the Inters? Is it worth the gamble for Inters for a lap? Anyone? This is Ronnie. Hello to Simon in the chat on DRL UK. Missing you this evening, sir. And you'll not be delighted to see your two title rivals up there on the front row as it stands. Though Colin has showed some good pace. Ronnie with a flash of purple through sector 2 there. Do apologise for the cough, folks. If I could get rid of it, I would. Ronnie then up towards the line. A 158.9 puts him in P8 ahead of King Kong. Speedy Bullet. He's on an invalidated lap, so he's got to hurry his arse round and get a lap in. Brad starting another attempt. Swanton already improving with a purple sector 1. Two minutes left in the session and Skippy is out. Out goes Skippy. Swanton thrown in purple sectors. He's after this pole position. He's got a whole second to find on Brad, who put in an absolute monster of a lap there. What can Swanton do? Comes towards the line. It's a 157.0. It's still short. Levi, what a lap from him. 158.3 puts him up to P4. Senna is in P5 now. And it's very, very tight between 4 and 10. Speedy Bullet did get round and is now on his way again and showing some purple as well. So we will stay with him as the clock ticks down. 10 seconds remaining. A few getting through to start their laps just in time. Smug goes to P3. 157.9 for Smug. Checkered flag is out. So Speedy Bullet will set his time. And it's going to be a 159.4 to put him in P13. There's Mr. Pickle. And he climbs to P4, 157.9. 50 Gent climbs above his teammate into P13. Sainsey will look to try and jump those two now. And maybe some more. Here he is. We've lost Colin. Sainsey didn't jump the Mercedes after all. Here comes Levi. And Levi goes to P3. What a lap from Levi. Max World takes pole. Or does he? Because Brad is still on track. Smug also still on track. Sloth goes across and didn't improve. Who's next? Al Newt. Can Al get into the top 10? Yes, he can. P8 for Al Newt. Here is Smug. Smug P4. Ahead of Levi. Ninja's up to P10. It's over. Brad didn't make it. So Max Wild steals pole. Swanton telling Simon to go away in chat. But Max Wild takes the pole from Brad Mason. Swanton and Smug on the second row, followed by the Ferraris, Levi and Mr. Pickle. Then it's Colin and Al Newt. Senna and Ninjas. Great lap from him to get into the top 10. Then it's Ronnie and King Kong. Sloth, 50 Gent. Speedy Bullet, Sainsy, Easy Life, Spoonie and Skippy. Now, are we to have more wet weather? As we have a short interval now. It looks dry but murky. As you see some of the cars on the grid and some of the pit wall. It looks somewhat murky. Potential for some rain in this race. I will have a look. Here we are on the formation lap. Well, we've got some differing opinions, as ever. The front five go on mediums. Mr. Pickle and Colin on softs. Al Newt on the mediums. Senna, Ninjas and Ronnie on softs. Sainsy also on softs in P16, but everyone else is on medium tyres. Just 22 laps of this track. As you saw, the qualifying times were 1:55 to 2 minutes. It's a one-stop race, according to the Amazon Strategizer. Get your predictions in the chat. How many of the 19 will finish? How many safety cars? And who's your top 3? Give us your predictions just for fun. Who are you cheering on? We've got half a lap left, so I'll quickly go to the championship standings. Sloth leads the Pro-Ams from Sainsy, Ninjas and 50 Gent. King Kong still in there with a chance as well. Syme leads the Pros by 13 points from Swanton, who's 8 ahead of Brad. They're clear of Maxwell and Senna. And Alpha Tauri top the constructors by just 3 points from Williams, who of course are missing Syme today, but do have Ronnie in as a reserve. Haas and McLaren still in the hunt. That brings you up to date as the drivers come into park. I'm hoping it's not going to give us this terrible view when we come to the start, but it probably is. So I'm going to go on board here. Right, let's go on board with second placed Brad Mason for the start. Here we go. There was some contact in behind. Smug and Mr. Pickle are side by side. And Smug smartly gets out of that one. He's between the Ferraris in P5. Ninja's up to P7. He's had a good start. Al Newt has had a bad start. And he's been passed by a couple of drivers there on one straight and make that 3 of them as Ronnie dives up his inside. Sainsy lost a couple of places there. But everybody has managed so far. Everybody so far managing to get round. Max from Brad. With Swanton, Mr. Pickle. Then Smug and Levi. Ninjas, what a good start. Up to P7. There's Senna, who's followed by Colin. Mr. Pickle making a move on Swanton. Tough place to overtake, and Swanton's going to try and defend it. And there's a little bit of wheel banging going on there. And Smug tried to get involved as well. Max has maintained the lead through the first lap. Levi went a bit deep there and is going to lose out to Ninjas, who's just giving him a bit of a nudge. Smug and Mr. Pickle side by side again, and this time Smug gets the position. Ninjas now with Senna and Colin all over the back of him. Mr. Pickle going for Smug once again. But not making it happen. And now Levi goes for Mr. Pickle. Mr. Pickle's off. Off goes Mr. Pickle. Off goes Mr. Pickle, and he's going to drop right to the back of the field. He's broken his front wing. Al Newton's losing places as well. Easy Life as well now. And now Ninja's losing places. Ignore the timing screen glitches as always, folks. Brad trying to close in on Max. Lap 9 or 10 for the soft tyres, they reckon. As King Kong makes it through into P9. Ninjas is into the pit lane. He must have got some damage. Mr. Pickle, we saw had damage, is also in. Ninja's going for the hard tyres. Mr. Pickle going for mediums. Speedy Bullet has picked up the first penalty of the race. Brad going to try and make the move on Max. And off there goes Max. Goes Brad, sorry. Max just held it in and Brad went off the track. Swanton took second. Nice opportunist move from him. And Brad has now got Smug, Levi, Senna, Colin and Ronnie all chasing him. Colin getting very close to the back of Senna. And could make a dive for it here. Levi went a bit deep into the corner. And Senna might have a chance of getting him here. King Kong sets the fastest lap of the race. Senna and Colin going side by side in the corner. And continuing side by side as they approach Eau Rouge. You can't go side by side up there, boys. That's asking for trouble. And they've continued it all the way through into Radion. Colin now gets the position, but Senna's not giving it up easily. Ninjas is in the pits for a second time. And Senna spins! Senna's off! Round goes Senna, we've got a safety car. Senna's spun and it's caused a safety car. He's broken his front wing, he's still going. Mr. Pickle will be jumping for joy, as will Ninjas. Senna went for a spin, and it's a safety car. Lap 4 of 22. All 19 drivers still running. Max World leads, or he did lead until he's pitted. Swanton has decided to not pit. A lot of others have, so we'll just wait and see how this irons out. So Swanton leads to the safety car, having not picked. King Kong is now up to P2. Sloth is in P3 from Al Newt in P4. Skippy now P5, Spoonie P6 and Easy Life P7 are the ones who didn't pit. Then back out in P8 is Max World. 9 is Brad, 10 is Smug. 11 is Levi, 12 is Colin, 13 is Ronnie, 14 is 50 Gent, 15 is Sainsy, 16 Speedy Bullet, 17 is Senna, after it was his accident of course, 18 is Mr. Pickle, and 19 is Ninjas. So Ninjas and Mr. Pickle just to
Only phone with best tape. Google Pixel 8.
Want tickets for tonight? Message now.
Enter your details to reschedule your delivery.
Amazing holiday offer.
Your bank account has been compromised, and I need a few personal details.
Fraud is getting more sophisticated. Stay ahead of scams at gov.uk/stopthinkfraud.
And pit stops. But everybody is still with us. Into the pits comes Speedy Bullet. So Speedy Bullet into the pits. Swanton will be in charge of the restart. King Kong, Sloth, Al Newt, Skippy. The next 4 all in their own battles. With the guy, and Spoonie is off. Spoonie has spun. Spoonie spun under the safety car and has now dropped right to the rear of the field. From P5, he's now going to drop right to the rear of the field. King Kong, Sloth, Al Newton, Skippy, of course, in their own battles in the Pro-Am Championship. Oh, dear me. Safety car is indeed in this lap. Quite a long sector 3 this, so Swanton will have plenty of time to back them up should he wish to do so, before they make it round to the bus stop chicane on this usually very high speed section of the circuit. Of course, the medium tyre is only 5 laps old. Any tangible advantage for the hards that are new? We shall find out. As Swanton leads them away to restart the race. Maxwell having a look at Easy Life here. Almost pushing him up the hill. And Max is going to get the move on Easy Life, or is he? Easy Life defends, and Max gets the move. Senna passing his teammate Sainsey. He's got a lot of making up to do. Brad now passes Easy Life. And Smug's having a go at Easy Life as well. Smug goes a bit wide. Colin is right in amongst it. And Colin is going to try and pass Smug. Levi's there as well. This is on board with Smug. Mr. Pickles picked up a penalty. And Skippy's lost a couple of places there to Max and Brad. Colin now making the move. In fact, Smug losing 2 or 3 places there. Diving up the inside, a bit of contact on Ronnie. Colin's gone off. No, he's not. He's gone in the pits. So it must be some damage for Colin, who is now pitted. Senna making his way by Mr. Pickle. And they're side by side, and Senna's off again! Senna spins! Max Wild has passed Al Newt for P4. He's marching his way back through the field at the moment. Senna off twice then. Brad Mason passes Al Newt for P5. Swanson didn't have a rear gunner for too long. Max will now try to get after Sloth. Levi in P9 at the moment as Max does get to Sloth. Very quickly, Levi up to P8. I know I was with him for a reason. He's just passed Easy Life. He's now dropping towards the clutches of his teammate Ronnie. And both Williams went for the same move there, I think. And Ronnie got the better of it. And Mr. Pickle is off. Off goes Mr. Pickle. Max now up to P3 and chasing down King Kong. And there he goes, P2 for Max World, and he's not far behind Swanson either. Right up to P4 ahead of Sloth now. Al Newt has closed up to Skippy. Still a big midfield battle going on as well. Easy Life's picked up a penalty. Smug passes Easy Life. 50 Gent had a little nudge with him. Max now closing in on Swanson in the lead. Easy Life and 50 Gent scrapping. Collins sets the fastest lap of the race as Max World takes the lead. Al Newt up to P6 as Skippy, I think, hit the back of him. Ronnie's taken P7. Easy Life's dropped a couple there. 50 Gent and Sainsey. And Skippy now loses P8 to Levi. Mr. Pickle in there scrapping. And off in the background there is Speedy Bullet. Safety car. Speedy Bullet, there you can see his car. Is wreckage on the track. And that is the second safety car of the evening. I'm going to take a very short pause while the safety car is on. As Max and Swanson, and I think everyone's going to pit this time. I'll be back in 1 minute. There we are, back in the room. Bit warm in here, it's alright. May regret taking my jumper off later on, I don't know. But we're okay for now. To the end of the race at least. So, a mix of tyre selections again. As Max Weld, the leader, comes out on mediums with Swanton on softs. King Kong's kept third, he's on softs. Brad has gone on to mediums, he's P4. And Sloth is on softs. Ronnie on mediums, Levi on mediums, and Newt on softs. 50 Gent, Smug, Sainsy and Mr. Pickle all on the mediums. Skippy's on hards, as is Spoonie. I thought we'd lost Spoonie, but he carried on. Ninjas and Easy Life also on the softs. Senna on the mediums, having had a couple of spins. Not the best race so far for him. Let's have a look at the position changes. And King Kong and Sloth, the Pro-Am contenders, doing the best so far. King Kong up 9, Sloth up 8. Colin, Senna and Mr. Pickle, as well as Smug, all not having the best of times, down by more than 5. So we'll have another lap of safety car before we're back racing again. Good evening to Adkins in the chat, and thank you so much for subscribing, sir. Adkins, a 2-month subscription. Thank you very much, sir. And good evening. Look forward to seeing you on track later on in Blobby Mondays. Joker says not good for the Mercedes. Well, one is out. The other, currently P9, 50 Gent, having a solid race. Well, there are quite a few Pro-Ams in the top 10.
Good evening, waving hand.
Good evening to Stacey in the chat. The second safety car of the race, taking us through lap 12. So about 10 racing laps left once the safety car is in, which I assume will be this lap. What's my top 3 prediction, asks Joker. Well, I would have to say Swanton, Max and Brad, with no disrespect meant to King Kong, of course. I think Swanton might have the edge with the soft tyres. Safety car in this lap. Max has been terrific though. Was carving his way back through the field after pitting on the first safety car and got back to the lead. So, will the soft tyres be enough of an advantage? Let's find out. Hard to know how long the softs will last. Yes, definitely. Are they a 10-lap soft at this track? Maybe not. Maybe they'll be screaming by the end. Max then gets them away. Anyone close enough for a move off the restart? It doesn't seem so. Brad's going to be though. He's going to make the move on King Kong. And Brad up to P3. 50 gents on Al Newt for P8. Ninjas and Mr. Pickle there. Ninjas, sorry, and Skippy there. Back up to the front where King Kong is trying to stay with Brad. He's now got Sloth for company though. Not only going for the Pro-Am win, King Kong and Sloth, they're still going for that podium in the main race. Mr. Pickle round the outside of Sainsey. Levi has passed Ronnie. Max Wilder's blasted away. Blasted away by a couple of seconds. Spoonie's off again and out of the race. Sorry, Easy Life's out of the race. Spoonie and Easy Life are out. And we've got a virtual safety car now. Easy Life and Spoonie both gone. And that might help the soft runners with a little less wear to do. Never know when these VSCs will end. So we'll just try and see who's closest together that might make a move on the restart. And we are back racing. And Ronnie immediately having a look at Levi with 50 gent in behind. Looking for move also as Mr. Pickle passes Smug. King Kong sticking to Brad Mason at the moment. DRS back online. Max World has opened a 3-second gap now to Swanton. As you can see, the gap closing, and King Kong making a move on Brad for P3. But Brad defends it. Levi, Ronnie and 50 Gent all going for it. Max leads then by 3 seconds from Swanton. He's got a bit of a gap to Brad, who's still fighting King Kong and Sloth. The gap back to Levi. He's got Ronnie 50 and Mr. Pickle for company, as well as Al Newton Smug. Colin looking to make a move out of last place on Senna. And Senna, there's Senna spun again. Senna spins again. He's having an absolute nightmare of a day. He picked up a time penalty also there. Here comes Ronnie on Levi. King Kong again looking at Brad, but nothing doing. Al Newton Smug getting close to the back of 50. Levi's picks up a time penalty, and that could be crucial with how the field is at the moment. So everybody's a bit crushed together. Levi on the tail of Ronnie. Mr. Pickle just behind. And now Levi goes for Ronnie. Levi P6. Good race he's having. Mr. Pickle trying to follow through. Mr. Pickle passing 50 Gent. Trying to get after Ronnie. Does have that penalty though. Mr. Pickle passed Ronnie but got a penalty out of it. The Pickle man does indeed like his penalties, it seems. 6 seconds for him today. And both Ferraris look like they're going to drop valuable places. And off goes Sainsy. Sainsy's off and into the wall. Colin trying to make his way back through the field. Chases down Ninjas for P12. And he's going to get him. Trying to go the long way around the outside. And now switch back. But look out, because Skippy's seen that one. Sainsy into the pits after his accident. Three wide here. Who's going to come out on top here? Colin ahead now of Skippy and Ninjas. Apologies. So Ronnie's going to jump the Ferraris as things stand. And not many laps to go, of course. We're on lap 18 of 22 now. And those Ferrari penalties are going to bite. King Kong seems in control of the Pro-Am race with Sloth, then Levi, but Ronnie will be happy to jump those, as will 50 Gent. .50 scrapping with Ronnie still. Smug there making the move, is he? On 50. Up the inside he goes. And Ronnie picks up a penalty. And that's going to do him no favours at all when it comes to jumping the Ferraris. And now he's got Smug passing him. Smug passes Ronnie. 50 Gent didn't get by as well. Mr. Pickle passed Sloth there, and now Levi's going to do the same. And off is Al Newt. Al Newt into the wall and has broken his front.
The only phone with best tape. Google Pixel 8.
Smug has stayed out as well. Max rejoins in P3. Skippy stayed out. He's P4. Senna has got a 20-second time penalty. And it's just gone bad to worse to much worse for the Brazilian today. Not a good track for the Aston Martins, indeed. Senna has now rage quit. Senna's out. And I don't think he did that in the pit lane either. So, could be some punishment heading his way after the race. This shake-up then means that we're going to have a 2-lap sprint race to finish. Assuming the safety car comes in this lap, which I think it will. And Mr. Pickle leads, but does have 6 seconds of penalties. Smug is in second. Maxwell third, and he has got new soft tyres on. Skippy up to 4th in the Haas. And of course the Pro-Am lead. Then it's Swanton and Brad. Safety car is indeed in this lap. Swanton and Brad from King Kong, and then Levi. Last look at those penalties. 3 seconds for Levi, Ronnie and Sainsy. 6 seconds for leader Mr. Pickle. So the safety car, probably the worst thing for him. But he's tried to stay out and see what he can do. He was very near his teammates. They probably both couldn't have pitted together without costing one or the other some time. But here we go. The safety car is back in the pit lane. We're going to have a 2-lap sprint finish to this DRS race. Championship implications galore. With Syme not with us today. Mr. Pickle leads them away. 50 Gents picked up a penalty. And into the pits goes 50 Gent. Maxwell straight away going for Smug. Swanton going for Skippy. Maxwell takes P2. Swanton into P4. Brad into P5. And there goes King Kong into the Pro-Am lead. Skippy's gamble not paying off there. Ronnie has passed Sloth. Levi now passes Skippy, who just cannot get any grip. Ronnie's got him as well. Into the lead goes Maxwell. Maxwell takes the lead from Mr. Pickle. Swanton overtakes Smug for P3. And Brad also taking Smug, and Smug is round. Smug has spun. And also a Red Bull. That's King Kong. King Kong. He had the Pro-Am win in the bag. Levi now leads the Pro-Ams with Ronnie and Skippy. Skippy getting scrapped with Colin now. Sloth right in there as well. Final lap of the race. Maxwell looks to have secured it. Mr. Pickle now being chased by Swanton and Brad. Then it's Levi, Ronnie, Colin. Sloth, Skippy, Ninjas. Look at Ninjas. Swanton makes the move. Swanton into P2. Brad in behind Mr. Pickle. Gets the move. Brad to P3. Levi closing in on his teammate Mr. Pickle and makes the move into P4. Now he needs Mr. Pickle to back the others up a bit for him, so that there's gaps. Brad's not giving up on Swanton just yet. The title challengers. The title contenders. But Maxwell is on his way up to the bus stop for the final time. Brad takes Swanton into the bus stop and contact between the two and they're rubbing wheels. Maxwell sets the fastest lap of the race and wins. Brad goes across the line in second ahead of Swanton. Colin takes P4 on penalties. Levi wins the Pro-Am race ahead of Sloth with Ronnie third. Ninjas P8, Skippy in P9 and now Nuke P10. Mr. Pickle dropped all the way out the points. Then Sainsy, Smug, King Kong and 50 Gent. What an ending. Brad managed to get over the line. Skippy the driver of the day according to the game. But Maxwell, the McLaren, wins in Spa. And I'm sure that'll be hotly debated between the title contenders. Brad takes P2 ahead of Swanton. P4 went to Colin. Levi, P5 with a Pro-Am victory. Sloth, P6. He'll stay at the top of the Pro-Am Championship. Ronnie, P7. Ninjas, P8. Skipping, P9. And Al Newt rounds off the top 10. Mr. Pickle, 11. Sainsy, 12. Smug, 13. King Kong, 14. 50 Gent, 15. The DNFs were Senna, Easy Life, and Spoonie, and Speedy Bullet. Okay, in 45 minutes' time, it's Blobby Mondays from Spielberg. So until then, I've been Blobby Butler. Apologies for the cough. And I will see you back here on Twitch and Kick in about 45 minutes, where it is Blobby Mondays from Austria, reverse grid sprint and feature race. See you then.